So this right here is the first time I looked at the Pfizer vials with Dr. David Nixon under the microscope. So you see this metallic background noise, and no, this is not Brownian movement. These are actually biosensors. They're blinking lights that look like quantum dot technology. They change colors and they emit light. And they actually work to self-assemble this metallic structure here. And so then the next step from there was Dr. David Nixon had this drop of the Pfizer vial dry under the microscope, and it was developing microchips, including these connection cables that were considered by our electrical engineer and nanotechnology engineers that we consulted with as possible optical communication cables between these microchips. So then what happened was that in the vaccinated blood, unusual structures were being seen that certainly look very similar to these hydrogel filaments. And they also had a very close resemblance to Morgellons or cross-domain bacteria that, for example, Clifford Carnicom, who is actually present at this call, has been researching for more than 30 years. So what happened then, I actually had the honor to be a research partner of Clifford Carnicom, and we did a lot of different tests together. But one of the things that I also evaluated was not just the clots of those who had passed away from the shots, but Richard Hirschman, the embalmer, sent to me embalmed blood of somebody who was deceased more than 8 months ago. And I looked at this blood under the microscope, and I found exactly the same filamental structures that we see in the regular blood. And the other thing that I filmed was continued self-assembly. So what you can see here is this embalmed blood, and right here, these round spheres continue to move. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. And you see that they are filled with these what's called micro-robotic structures that are blinking lights. Actually, they're emitting light. And if I just move this forward here, this is right now at 4 minutes, you can see how rapid the self-assembly continues to be, even though this individual is deceased. So this goes along with actually the finding in regards to the MAC address phenomenon that other colleagues around the world have found. By the way, this right here is a little metallic object exactly like we saw in the Pfizer vials. And so, for example, there were doctors in Ecuador by the group of Komusav who went to evaluate the MAC address phenomenon that the vaccinated were emitting, and even found that there's continued emission after death from the graveyard. So this right here is a 4,000 times magnification, and you can clearly see this is a red blood cell. So the approximate size here of these blinking lights is maybe 500 nanometers, and because the diameter of a red blood cell is about 5 to 7 microns. So you can see that certainly they're moving, they're mobile, and they're changing colors and emitting light frequencies. So quantum dot technology, which is used for biosensing application, does exactly that. It changes colors from red to blue to green, and through that is emitting certain signals and encoded information, and these nanosensors are exactly used within this intra-body area network.